un voyage passionnant au cœur de la matrice du 7e art que nous convie Keanu Reeves avec son documentaire Side by Side. Pendant plus d'1 an et demi, l'acteur a sillonné le monde entre 2 tournages, interrogeant réalisateurs, directeurs photos, monteurs et comédiens sur leur manière d'appréhender la plus grande révolution vécue par le cinéma depuis sa création, la disparition progressive de la pellicule au profit du numérique. Une enquête, ou plutôt une quête, dans laquelle Keanu Reeves exprime l'amour inconditionnel qu'il voue à cet art depuis 30 ans.
The documentary we're doing is called Side by Side, and it's a documentary about the science, art, and impact of digital cinema. 100 years of photochemical filmmaking right now has reached a kind of threshold tipping point. In this conversation, in this kind of intersection of time, it's historic. We've kind of come to this place where, is it the end of film?
Should I say Keanu, just like we say in French, or Keanu is the perfect way to say it?
Comme vous voulez.
Oh, merci. Cher Keanu Reeves, I've watched Side by Side, and I was wondering, when did you start to be interested in the technical process? When did you stop to be only an actor obsessed by his performance?
Yeah, you know, ever since I started, I was always interested in the camera. You know, where is the camera going in film? Because that's the scene, you know? And I always felt like the scene, in a way, is influenced by where's the camera, the tone. Is it naturalistic? What is going on? What are you telling? I always found a great pleasure in watching these people work to create the mise en scène, you know? And then I was working on a film called Henry's Crime. And I was in a room, kind of like this. It's called a DI suite. And we filmed in photochemical. But then they take the image and they color correct it.
Just like you
in digital. But anyway, so I was seeing side by side the color image in photochemical, and then they try to match the digital image to the photochemical. In that moment, I realized, I was like, my gosh, this is the end of film. And I didn't know that I was right. And so I wanted to go on an expedition of what was happening in this evolution, revolution. Where are we today?
It's exciting because it's a reinvention of a new medium. If the photochemical process has worked its way through our culture, we're on to another level. And how do you use it to tell a story? How do you use it to paint a picture?
What pleasure did you have making this documentary?
A great pleasure. So many people said yes. You know, to see
the passion or the
Scorsese
nostalgia.
and Nolan and Soderbergh and David Fincher and so it was really great to be able to have this conversation, you know, about what we do. You're presenting complete unreality and making them feel like it's real.
Well,
whereas before it was captured in reality. And
all right,
I'm
betting you've been on a couple of movie sets. When was it ever real? There was a kind of a wall there and nothing over there. There was 30 people standing around. There's a guy with a boom mic. There's another guy up on a ladder with his ass crack hanging out. There's fake rain. Your street night exterior New York was a day interior Burbank. What was ever real?
It was surprising for me. I was expecting, you know, more people to be against this revolution.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly from the cinematographers, they had a real pushback because the technology wasn't there. You know, it didn't look as good as film. It didn't feel the same as film. And to the cinematographers and some directors, you know, that was the stuff. That's, you know, this is the medium that we use, you know. You know, and Christopher Nolan's, you know, like, why would I paint with water, you know, when I can use oil? Why are you giving me these other, you know, this synthetic, you know? But since then, and this is why it's interesting for me, it's like, we made this documentary in 2011, 2012, and digital was the exception in a Hollywood movie. And now, today in 2016, there's hardly any films being made in film, photochemical.
What was the last movie you shot?
Henry's Crime.
Really?
Yeah, so the film that inspired the documentary was the last time I heard and filmed with photochemical.
And do you miss it, or are you getting used to?
No, I do miss it. Yeah, very much. Yeah.
There is a beautiful sentence. One of the characters says, cinema was the church of the 20th century. So for you, what going to be the place of cinema in our century if it's not a church anymore?
An experience.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, the varieties of ways that people are experiencing images has proliferated.
Is it a good news? Isn't it the best way to watch a movie? Isn't it to be here in a screening room in the dark with?
Oh yeah, I mean the scale you can't surpass,
Yeah.
right? I mean the scale and the experience of that is remarkable, and that sharing in the community
Yeah.
and breathing each other's and exchanging each other's air. Smells and laughter and tears. The technology digitally of being able to stream and image capture, I think it's, you know, and then you're gonna have VR, right? So you can just be all in here. It's a very exciting time.
So in the end, what have we lost and what have we found? It's the question of the documentary.
So what have we lost? The audience used to be a lot more naive to the image and the cinema language. Now everyone is making images, capturing images. I mean, people are taking pictures and they're like, can we do that again? Right? Because the face wasn't quite good and like, you know, and so many people are telling stories, and stories are in such different forms now. And we've seen digital images that are in our telephones have impact socially and culturally and in so many areas of our lives, which is fantastic.
Late at night, my wife sleep and I can't sleep. Put in some good headphones and watch a film that close to my face. Like there's something interesting about that. You can interact with things very privately now that I think was missing. If I want to cry without people seeing, I'm gonna put on the Steel Magnolias and I'm gonna cry. And if my wife wakes up, I'll just hit pause and put it on the pillow. I mean, there's something interesting about that I feel like we didn't get a chance to experience before.
The documentary explores the consequences on acting also. What is your own vision on your work as an actor? Did it change many things for you? Or?
I don't know, I'm not one of those actors who like after every take has to go look at playback. It really depends on the circumstances. I might look to see what the camera's seeing or what's the lens size, or maybe if it's early in the movie, I might, you know, am I making some stupid faces, you know? So digitally, I would say, which comes across in the documentary, is just the rhythm of the floor has changed a little bit because they don't have to stop as often to change the film reels. You know, in digital, you can just keep going and going and going and going.
Do you watch your own movies sometimes?
Yeah, I like to see them once I'm finished with a film. I'm not one of those artists who like makes the painting and just walks
And forget about
away,
the
or
movie,
makes
yeah.
the movie and I don't know. I'm interested in how was it realized for the intention that you went into it. And for me, it's like opening up a photo album or something and looking back, you know, because you can, you know, remember the people that you worked with and remember the times. And then some, especially if there's a long time in between them, you know, you forget that it's you in a weird way and you just kind of watch the movie. Yeah.
Do you think you have a technique as an actor?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you work the same way all the time, or do you have your little recipes? Or?
No, the beginning starts the same way, reading the script, what's the story, analyzing the character and its place in the story. And then what am I bringing to it? Who am I? My analogy is always just that there's the script and the character and there's my life and me. And, you know, and then we come together and create this third thing.
Have you ever been fed up with cinema?
Like, Can I swear on OCS?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah?
Please, please.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Well, sometimes if you do too many projects back to back, it can fuck you up. You know, it can have a consequence. You know, it's always nice to go home, visit your friends. Also, I'm also always looking for work, you know, You know, you're, as an artist, you're always a beggar, you know, so it's like, I can't do it by myself, you know, I can't paint, I need other people, you know.
But are you afraid you would not be offered any more
Oh, of
projects?
course, yeah, sure.
Even after 30
Yeah,
years?
yeah, careers are tough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Malgré l'expérience, le doute toujours et l'envie d'explorer de nouveaux territoires, la réponse se trouve d'ailleurs peut-être du côté du petit écran.